Hello everyone. Today we are going to continue microorganisms front end for the second part. The first part we have seen the introduction and the different classification of microorganisms and their characteristics. What is the role of microorganisms? These are beneficial as well as harmful by causing dreadful diseases. In this PPT presentation, I will be describing and explaining only about the front layer microorganisms. So we have first function or the beneficial effect is making of curd. So you all like curd, but you don't know what is the mechanism and who is helping to produce curd, right? So the name of the bacterium involved in the production of this curd is Lactobacillus. A group of Lactobacillus we are calling as Lactobacilli, which is converting the sugar lactose present in milk into the form of lactic acid. Once this process happens, the milk is being converted to curd and becomes thick. Second useful function of a microbe is in making bread, cakes, pastries. So hope you would have noticed some small holes created or formed inside the bread. The reason is the carbon dioxide gas which is released out making these holes. So how is this happening? We'll see that the yeast named Saccharomyces cerevisiae, or we can call it as baker's yeast, is helping to make bread or cakes or pastries by the process called fermentation and leavening. So we have yeast. For this process, we are mixing this with dough and giving sugar, and what are the requirements for the yeast for carrying out this fermentation by mode of anaerobic respiration, so that it is producing carbon dioxide as one of the end product which is released out and forming useful products and increasing the volume and giving good texture to the bread, like light, soft and spongy, and it's producing small holes. This is created by the liberation of carbon dioxide gas to air or to atmosphere. Third use is commercial use for the production of alcohol and acetic acid. I told you this alcohol is produced by fermentation process, acetic acid by aerobic respiration process by a bacterium. So alcohol by yeast is carrying out anaerobic respiration by the mode of fermentation, so that the sugar is being converted to alcohol. Now the second step is acetic acid production. So first step is alcohol production. After the production of alcohol, it is converted to acetic acid with the help of a bacteria named as Acetobacter. This Acetobacter bacteria requires aerobic conditions to grow. So we have to bubble air to provide oxygen. Thereby, this Acetobacter bacteria is converting this alcohol into the form of acetic acid. The fourth use is medicinal use for antibiotics and vaccines. So antibiotics, it is helpful for the treatment of the infections caused by fungus and bacterium. So we have different types of antibiotics, penicillin, streptomycin, erythromycin, tetracycline, etc. Penicillin is one of the first antibiotic discovered by a scientist named as Alexander Fleming. Next is a vaccine. It's a special kind of preparation by taking the antigenic part of the dreadful disease-causing organisms and using in the treatment. This is done by taking the dead or weakened part of this microorganism and making the immune response in the host to produce antibodies against the entry of these pathogenic organisms before it is attacking. So the vaccine will be taken before getting the infection or disease. So we have OPV, that is oral polio vaccine, TT, tetanus toxoid, and TPT, diphtheria, pertussis toxoid. We have TB, tuberculosis, MMR. It is a triple vaccination against 3 types of viruses like mumps, measles, rubella, etc. Typhoid vaccine is there, hepatitis vaccine is there. We have different vaccines available now. Increasing soil fertility. This is done with the help of atmospheric nitrogen fixing bacteria known as biological nitrogen fixers. We have rhizobium, we have blue-green algae or cyanobacteria for this. It is taking the atmospheric nitrogen and converting to the form of soluble nitrogen compounds and giving to the plant so that it is increasing the soil fertility as well as the plant can grow well and keep its products. Cleaning up the environment. So we have seen some microorganisms are saprophytes living on dead and decaying matter and converting the different forms of organic compounds. So here examples are bacteria are there, fungus is there. So this is possessing some special kind of enzymes which is helping for decomposition process or breaking down the complex form of carbohydrates into simple one. The simple form will be changing to the powder form and mixing up with the soil and available to the plants for its growth. So by this, we are going to wind up this part 2. We'll be seeing the next topics like nitrogen fixation is there. We have harmful effects of these microorganisms and how can we do food preservation. All these 3 topics we'll discuss in next part. Thank you.